Welcome back to another weekly update. Let's get into it. So this week they added conveyor sorters. They're non-functional, much like everything else in the game. Hopefully they function soon. The large one, almost a large grid. The large one, you get screens on both sides of it. You get a conveyor port on the front and the back, obviously. And then your directional capability, or your arrow, rather, is coming from the sides, and you get that on every direction. Or every face other than the sides for the conveyors. The detail on this thing is crazy. I seen somebody in the comment section of the release video talking about whoever's designing these needs a raise. I agree, their art team or their design team is doing a fantastic job. These things look insane. There is a ton of detail on them. But then again, the entire team has been doing insane work on all of the detailing for these blocks. They just look really awesome to me. That's really about it. You can place this thing sideways, which is interesting. And what I mean by that is, like, you can place it sideways on blocks like this, because the small one, you cannot. So, cool for the big one. Keep checking out the small one now. Like I said, the small one, you can't place it sideways on blocks like you can with that one, which is strange to me. Let's see if we can do it with details. So no, not even there. That's interesting. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. Same thing. Conveyor ports top, bottom, or front and back. And then on the sides, faces, you also get your directional arrows. A little less detailing on this one, but still enough to make it look insane, I think. It looks good. No screens on it. But other than that, it's just a small conveyor. Sorter. That's really pretty much it. They're kind of boring other than that. Like I said, there's no functionality to them yet, unfortunately. They do have the UI set up for it, essentially. So you can press F to open the inventory and then K to open the terminal. That's about it. That's all the functionality with it. Moving on to a little design thing that I got going on here. Little example of what they look like connected. Your large one and your small one. They tie in really nicely. I really like the way that they look with these. I'm wondering if we're going to, not if, more like when we're going to get the armored variants of these for the conveyors and whatnot. Or if we even are going to get armored variants for them, because you can now place these sideways onto stuff, which is crazy. But yeah, here's a closer look at them. They look good, connected to stuff. Like I said, I really like them. They look cool. Can't wait to see what they actually, like, what the UI and whatnot looks like with this stuff. And I'm hoping that, like somebody mentioned in the comments for the release video, I'm hoping we can actually access the filters from the G menu or whatever. So that would be cool. Instead of having to set up multiple sorters and make a big system with it just to get to a couple of things, it would be interesting. So we'll see what the functionality of it looks like later. I do still love that you can, like, see inside of these versus... no, I guess you could see inside the ones in SE1 too. I don't know what I'm talking about. Moving on. We'll get into the painting and the destruction phase of this. And see what they look like painted. And I'm going to go for red this time. So here they are painted. That off the screen. They look, I honestly expected them to kind of be more shiny instead of matte. But they look good still. These things are dinged up. Oh my. Looking nice, looking nice. You can see a little scratch right there, cool. Move on to the big one. You could see the scratches a lot more on this one. Nice. This one looks like it just got dropped. Incredible job. Truly. Yeah, man, they just look good. They're just conveyor sorters. No big deal. The nice little lights right there, that's crazy. The reflective glow off of it. Man, I'm gonna say it again for the last time. Incredible job. Alright. We're gonna move on to the destruction phase. Oh, snap! You just broke the whole face off. Okay, that's cool. And it almost looks like those. That is awesome. You see like different details and textures inside of here and whatnot. That's cool. And then it just goes bye-bye. Okay. And then what about this one? I'm predicting that it's going to insta-explode into nothing. And I was right. It's just gone. That's cool. That's so crazy that that does that. Oh, we shot another face off too. Okay, so that one didn't, but it split in half and then went bye-bye. Yep, there's the other half of it. That's awesome. Fantastic, man. Shooting the conveyors. I love it. Alright, well, I mean, that's really it for the conveyor sorter, so let's, they did release a little thing in the newsletter for the battery, so we'll take a look at that real quick, because there is no dev diary. Alright, so in the newsletter, recently, they released, a sneak peek at the, batteries and power modules for us. This is insane, and it's going to change a lot of things, I think, with how ships are made and done and whatnot and powered. So it's just talking about this is giving you the first look at the batteries. So Space Engineers 2 batteries will use swappable power cells and modules. When built, they come pre-installed with cells that are charged to around 30%. That is huge. You can get your ship off the ground a lot faster, as well as you're able to actually like take the power cells and put them on your charging stations in your base and then move them to your ship. That's insane. And that's pretty much what it's talking about here. You can swap fully charged cells from another grid or your own custom charging station. Makes a new system much easier to power up and get moving on battery powered builds. That's insane. If you haven't seen this, then this is just essentially what it's talking about. So they're putting the power cells in the batteries and everything's actually powering up as opposed to just the battery being the power source. That's so sick, and I am so excited to see that actually like play out in ships and whatnot. I don't know when this will be released. Hopefully we'll get it soon, so we can play around with it in the battery system. There's, like I said, not really much else. It's just a conveyor sorter post. So that's it for this weekly update. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, get out. See ya. Bye. No, I'm just kidding. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the conveyor sorter and the battery system. I'm super excited for it. I think they're awesome. Consider subscribing. I'm trying to hit the goal of 1,000 subs by the end of the year. I'm 150 away, so I'd really appreciate it if you did. And that's all I got. Okay, thanks. See you next week. Bye!